Hey guys, so this is just the instructional video to kind of go through with you how I would have I would have explained it in class so that you'll be able to uh, complete it on your own. Then what I'll do is I'll post a second video, and in that second video we'll go over all the answers together, just like if we were together. So if you don't need one or the other, you can skip it. This one is just the instructional video, no answers given. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is today we are discovering Earth and Mars. We are going to complete a close reading assignment, and we are going to compare and contrast. When you're close reading, what you're doing is you're looking at questions and finding the answers as you're reading. Sometimes it means you need to read something twice. Sometimes it means that you need to highlight and make notations on the paper. Okay, so first up, here, so I'm starting on Earth. If you want to start on Mars, that's fine. That's the next one that I'll describe. Here are the instructions. Number one, look at each of these questions at the bottom of the reading and number them like I did. They don't have to be in that color. I just tried to make them bright. Next, read through this text, and as you read, find the answers and place the number of the question next to the answer. So for instance, if the question is, what is your name? Then I would write the number 1 where I wrote my name. So that way I can go back through. You may need to read through each of the questions more than once in order to find the answer. Question 1, what do you think is the author's purpose of this text? In other words, why did he or she write this information? What do they want to tell you? Here is a good way to start that sentence. The author wants to tell the reader. Number 2, look back at the text. Explain why Earth has the nickname the blue planet. If I were you, I would go back through that as I'm reading. I would be looking for the blue planet. And then I might underline why it's called the blue planet. That way it'll be easier for me to write. And number 3, write about what you learned about the size of Earth. So the key word there is size. So as I'm reading, when I see the word size, I'm going to maybe circle it or underline it, and then I'm going to underline the rest. That way I can write down. Now, word of note, please use complete sentences. So I don't want to see the size is big. I want to see, I learned that the size of Earth is blank, or the size of Earth is blank. Each of those are correct sentences. All right, next instruction, highlight in yellow new words. So there's bound to be a few new words there that maybe either you waited until I read it to you, or you waited and you asked your mom or dad or older sibling and what those new words were. Don't be afraid to use your yellow. And if you didn't really have new words that you didn't know, maybe interesting words is a better way to put it. Okay, and then lastly, highlight in blue each time you see the word Earth. Now I know your paper says red, but that's silly because the next planet we're going to talk about is the red planet. So let's highlight in blue. Next instruction. Same thing. Look at the numbers of the questions at the bottom, just like I did, and read through the text about Mars. Mark the numbers of the answer while you're reading. And here are the 3 questions. What do you think is the author's purpose of this text? In other words, why did the author write this short paragraph about Mars? Number 2, look back at the text. Explain why Mars has the nickname the red planet. I would circle, maybe underline when I found that answer. And number 3, write about what you learned about the size of Mars. Remember, complete sentences. Okay, so this next part, you can try to do this on your own. I think it would be a great idea if you just went for it. And if you get stumped, you can also do it with me in the next video. So here are the instructions for the compare and contrast page. This is a really neat diagram called a Venn diagram, V-E-N-N, which is actually named after an important person of the 1900s, and he was a real person, and he devised this set of symbols, and we use this obviously even today 100 years later. So on the left side you can see that we have a circle where it's mostly here, And this is the items that are only special to Earth. So for instance, Earth is the only planet with water. Now over here, we would write down the information about Mars. And we could say that Mars has a blank blank color, reddish brown color, right? Then in the middle, this space where they share, this is the information where you write down what they are similar. So perhaps they are similar in size, perhaps they have similar land formations, perhaps they have similar weather, I'm not sure. So in order to fill out this part, you may need to go back through your reading in order to locate similarities. And you'll notice that as you're reading through there, it will tell you some similar things or use similar wordings. Okay, good luck. Go to my second video to find the answers, and I hope you enjoy reading about Earth and Mars.